Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today's video is my weekly what's for dinner, and I am so excited to bring this video to you. It's been a crazy week again. I don't think it's ever not a crazy week, but these recipes were so good. I was so excited. Actually, I want to remake them, but I don't want to wear everybody out with making the same recipes. These were some of my favorite recipes I've made, especially the taquitos. Oh my gosh, I don't have words for them. They were amazing. I ate them. There was hardly anything left, but I devoured them the next morning. I'm just gonna be honest. These recipes are so good and so easy, and they are lightened up, and I'm so excited to share them with you. So if you guys are new here, I would love to have you guys join our little community. Say hey in the comments if you're returning, if you're new, or if you just want to say hey. I love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and if you guys don't care, hit that notification bell. It just lets you guys know anytime I upload. But let's go ahead and get started with this week's easy dinner ideas. Okay, today we are going to be making creamy white chicken chili in the crock pot. This is such an awesome meal for a cool winter night. So what we need for this recipe is 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm just using frozen. We're going to lay that in the bottom of our crock pot. We're going to take 1 yellow onion. I've already diced that up, and we're going to layer that diced onion on top of the chicken. Then we're going to take 2 cloves of minced garlic, but you know me, I just used my container of garlic that I got from Sam's Club. Layer that on top. Then we're going to take salt, which is about 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to take pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon, or you can add more to your preference. Then we are going to take some cumin, about 1 teaspoon of cumin. We're going to take some oregano. I do limit that, just 3/4 teaspoon. Cayenne pepper, just 1/4 teaspoon of this. And then chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of that. Then we're going to take a can of green chilies and layer them in there, and another can of green chilies because it calls for 2 4-ounce cans. And then we're going to layer 1 can of corn in there, 2 cans of Great Northern beans, and then we are going to put in 24 ounces of chicken broth. And you're just going to cover your crock pot, and you're going to let it cook on high for 3 to 4 hours, or on low 8 hours. And then once that's done, take your chicken out, shred it up like I've already done, and you're going to put in 1/4 cup of half and half, and you're just going to give that a really nice stir. And then we are going to take the cheese, the shredded cheese. This recipe actually called for 4 ounces of cream cheese, but I didn't have any on hand tonight because there was a shortage. So I just used shredded cheese, and it turned out absolutely perfect, and you can top it with some cilantro. There is white chicken chili. I've topped it with some guac and some cheese and some like little generic Fritos and a little sprinkle of cilantro. The recipe was supposed to have cream cheese, just 4 ounces, but I was out of it making other stuff, and because there was a shortage on cream cheese this week at the store. So there you go, easy dinner. Okay, this is a recipe I've made several times and really enjoy it because it's easy and has a lot of flavor. This is Tex Mex Casserole. We're going to start with 1 pound of ground turkey or ground beef. I'm going to go ahead and cook the 8 ounces of whole wheat penne pasta separately on the stove. We're going to add in 1 diced onion. Then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of minced garlic and just break that up and cook that all together. Once it's done, drain the fat or grease or water and then pour it into your cooked pasta. We're going to add 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of black beans, 1 can of rotel, 1 can of corn drained, 1 can of green chilies, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. We need 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just going to stir that all together till it all just goes really nicely together. And then we're going to pour it in the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch pan. And we're going to cover it with cheese. Then we're going to bake it at 350 in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes until the cheese is real nice and brown on top. And there you go, guys, a super easy weeknight casserole that has so much flavor. Okay guys, this is my absolute favorite recipe I made all week. These are taquitos and they were incredible. You're gonna brown 1 pound of ground turkey or beef, whichever one you prefer. Then we're gonna add in 1 small onion diced up. And then you're gonna add in 1 red bell pepper diced up. In a separate bowl, we're going to add in 4 ounces of low-fat cream cheese, 1/3 cup of plain Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of lime juice, 1 4.5 ounce can of green chilies chopped up, and then we're going to stir this all together because it's going to be our creamy filling that goes in these taquitos. Then we're going to go back to our pan, add your taco seasoning mix and water, blend it together, and then we are going to take that filling we just created and we are going to add it into our pan and stir it all together. And then we're going to go over to a sheet pan or whatever pan you have, and we're going to lay out the 16 supposed to be low carb whole wheat tortillas. I'm just using what they had, and I'm actually going to use all 20 of them because I don't want to waste them. And you add cheese in the middle, and then we are going to bake them in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. And oh my gosh, this recipe is absolutely incredible. And we served it with cilantro lime rice from the Instant Pot. Next up is sour cream enchiladas. These were really yummy. I took the prep work out already for this and did the chicken breast in the Instant Pot. So we're gonna take a saucepan. We're gonna add in 1 10-ounce can of green enchilada sauce and 1/2 cup of sour cream. Then we're gonna take 1 can of cream of chicken soup, stir that all together really nicely. This is going to be like our sauce. We're going to add in 1/3 cup of fat-free milk, stir it all together. In a separate skillet, we're going to take some olive oil and we are going to add in 1 diced onion, 1 can of Rotel, 1 4.5 ounce can of green chilies. We're going to add in a teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and we're just going to mix that all together. And then we are going to take our shredded chicken that's already cooked and blend that together with that. We're going to take a 13 by 9 inch pan, and I'm just going to fill each enchilada with 1/3 cup of the mixture, and then we're just going to wrap them up. When we're all done wrapping them, pour that sauce mixture over top of them, cover it with some cheese that's shredded up, and then we are going to bake it in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes at 350 degrees. And I also added some cilantro chopped up and put it on there because you can't get enough of cilantro. And this makes such a yummy dinner that is so convenient, and the kids loved it. It's got a little kick to it. Here is dinner is sour cream enchiladas with a side of the rice that I made in the Instant Pot. Super easy dinner. This next recipe is super easy. We're going to take a sheet pan. I'm going to chop up 1 bag of red potatoes because I needed to use them up. Or you could take 3 large russet potatoes. We chop them up, layer them in the bottom of a sheet pan. Take 1 diced onion chopped up and sprinkle over those potatoes. Then we are going to take a package of smoked sausage or kielbasa, whatever you guys like. I used the turkey kind and chopped it up. And I am just going to layer it in that pan also. You just need a pound of it. And I cut it into the little rounds. Then we are going to take a teaspoon of paprika and sprinkle over top of this. And a half a teaspoon of sea salt and layer it over this. And a half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper and put it on there. And over top of this, we will drizzle 1 tablespoon of olive oil, or whatever your preference is, guys, because I added a little bit extra. And then we are going to bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for 45 minutes. And you need to stir it every 15 minutes. I neglected to do that, so some of it crisped up on the pan, but this turned out so delicious, guys. Absolutely yummy. Okay, and here is dinner. All of that cooks so well with the oil and the spices, and you got a whole dinner in one. You can serve it with some rolls, some biscuits, another vegetable, whatever your heart desires, or just like this. But easy weeknight dinner, guys. Okay, friends, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some super easy weeknight dinner ideas. I know if you make them, I mean, let me know if you make them. The taquitos especially. These are delicious. They were a hit in our house. We'll be making them again probably next week. But if you don't care, give the video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. I love you all. Bye.